So we have established that ICT cannot trade, but there is one thing that he is very, very good at, better than anyone else in the world at this one thing. What could that be? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is telling a lie. No one can tell a lie better than ICT. Let's get into it here tonight. Cue that music. I don't know where it's going there. All right. Welcome aboard, ladies and gents. If you don't know who I am Vinny Mini. Make sure you're following us over here on Instagram, where there's a lot of fun. Of course, here, if you want to learn how we earn using our algorithmic trading platform, AlgoBox, join us on the Discord channel chat. But tonight, this is Wrecking Ball Wednesday. Buckle up. ICT has attacked yet another online person talking about ICT and smart money concepts. He takes it offensively. He sends out his dogs. That's what he usually does. But ICT is turning a little trick this time because Nick's got an audience. He's got 300K subscribers. So all of a sudden, ICT wants to start playing nice. He's like, let me get in here. Now, so you guys saw what ICT has done to my family. Again, he wants to say, oh, it wasn't him. Oh, it wasn't. No, he does it through proxy. This is called at the direction of, at the behest of the ICT fraud con man himself, because all these guys depend on ICT's name to remain so that they can keep selling the scam. You guys already know the background history on it. If you don't, make sure you go check out Hunter's video that he just put out this week. Hunter FX did a fantastic job. Man, such a high quality video, better than I will ever do, could ever do. I just come out here, I tell you guys straight, I put it in live stream format, no edits, just straight to the punch, as I always do. Hunter did a great video edit on this whole thing. Really cool documentary style deal. I would recommend you guys go check that one out there. There's some cameos from me in here talking about the stuff that's happened and occurred. There's a few things I want to add into the whole list. I've got a whole little list over here. We're going to go over here tonight discussing some of these. I'm going to try to run through it quickly because there's a lot to cover. The guy just lies so hard, and these threats should stop, period, in my opinion. Again, if you are a smart money concept trader, we call it fake money concepts because nobody's making real money. It's all fake money and resold concepts. You guys can debate me all day about that, but I can show the proof, and you guys can't. That's just how the name of the game goes here. But poor Nick here gets attacked here on this one. He takes the video down. It's right now currently set to unlisted. I had already downloaded it prior to all of that occurring. He ends up taking it down because sure enough, in the comments, he just starts getting absolutely wrecked. And as you scroll through the comments, as I had expected, I was like, oh, let's see if it's the same Nigerians and South Africans and all those accounts coming at him. Sure enough, so many of those same Nigerian and South African accounts coming in here and attacking him. The same old name of the game. What they do first, they have levels. There's this levels thing that they do. I'm not going to scroll through all of them. But let me just give you a brief, like, well, how did this little video start here? I love, great intro. Here's how it went.
Listen, you're gonna need to come in close for this. Like, really close. Bring it in. Okay, smart money trading concepts are not a real thing. They're just a myth. Let's talk about it.
All right, so that's how it started in, and yes, he's coming out just showing the truth, and what happens immediately? Taking heat. Now, mind you, there are levels of heat, okay? First thing they do is they say, I don't care what you say about him, blah, 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 smart money concepts work. I don't care if he's a fraud. I don't care if he's a scammer. If his stuff works. Again, in Nigeria, if you guys have watched any of the scammer videos from all the Nigerian accounts that make everything from, these love stories on people to all the different types of scams that they run, their whole thing, they gather around and it's like they high-five each other to see who's the best scammer. Okay, there's cool videos on that on YouTube. You guys go check that out another time. Go check that out. So it's almost as though ICT is like, oh, he's one of us, man, biggest scammer ever, high five. They don't even care how dirty, how nasty he plays. They're like, hey, if we're scamming people, making some side cash, then we're happy. So they're all in on it, and he gets attacked, takes it down. So level one, let's talk about the levels, right? So level one is, let's put some heat, small heat, right, around SMC concepts, whatever. Level two, they find some kind of personal attack on you. Like for me, it might be, Vinny's long hair, whatever. Despite the fact that, I'm growing it out, I'll be cutting it here before we get into the pool stuff. My pool's been done. I'd made a vow a long time ago. I am going to cut it at that point. I'm going to donate my hair to the cancer center so that other people who need that can use it. It's fantastic. Doesn't matter, but they will all of a sudden start personally attacking you on something. And when it doesn't bother you, next thing you know, they'll go to level 3, which tends to be, it'll be a possibly a a family, right? Sorry, I was about to go business first, but no, it's next. So then they go after a family attack. They'll make fun of, they'll find pictures of photos of your kids. They will put pornographic images on your children, on your family, whatnot. They'll start coming to you and harassing you on your personal Facebook, where like with me, I had to go and change my personal stuff online to hide it, had to tell my family, change your stuff, disconnect their accounts from mine, all kinds of stuff because they go after family. Level 4. Then they start to do the dirty stuff right around here. And again, there might be another level in between here somewhere because I feel like this needs like a level 5 scenario here. But there is a level 4. They attack your business. Okay, they have guys who have hack level stuff. They will sit there, and of course, you guys saw while in real time, my phone's getting hacked. My email, they attack your friends and family. I forgot about the friends thing. So right here at level 5 on the business part, they start taking this stuff down, and then they get into physical threats, right? And I recorded that whole dang thing. I cannot believe that. We have this guy who is being, we've got a lawsuit coming against him. That was Shane Fields. I'm not afraid to say their names, associated with this whole ICT group. Same guy that was calling in right before ICT gets on the line with Ty, if you guys saw that Ty thing. So the physical threats, and again, it's not just the physical threats to you, because again, I'm big, I don't care. I'm 220 pounds, I'm solid, I'm not scared. I live in Texas. We have protection. We have the Second Amendment, backing up our First Amendment for how we can free, speech and all that kind of whatnot. They will come to the physical threats. So right up here, level 1 is where Nick gets hit. Now, this is also where Hunter right now is. Okay, we'll see how far it gets with Hunter. Okay, I'm hoping that it doesn't happen to him, right? But Hunter FX is up here and Nick. Okay, so these two guys, they go out there. What do? They just, kind of go, oh, you know what? We are seeing, the holes and all this stuff. It's a, it's a mess. It's not any better than anything else. And yet ICT is making it this mystical, fantastical, like he invented this whole thing and no one else knows it but him. It's this hilariousness. He creates this mysticism around his stuff, and it becomes this cult of following around him. So these guys now are in the target zone, right? So here it goes. Sure enough, he starts getting a little bit of heat, and Nick is like, I'm out. Okay, so level 1, Nick is out. Now, mind you, this happens to a lot of traders, especially folks who are not in United States or outside of where, like, you don't have any physical protection. In other countries, you don't have guns to protect yourself. You don't have the Second Amendment. So when they start making these threats to you, man, you do not want it. And they have heard my stories. They know what they have done to me, and they do not want that. Tom Dante, again, lives in UK, could not handle it right now. Now, mind you, he took the personal heat, no big deal. Small heat, he was fine. Personal heat. Then they went after his family, and Tom was like, dude, I'm out. Okay, this was Tom Dante right here. Okay, and he was like, dude, I can't. Like, these guys, this is what they do. It's sick. So he's out. And we're going legal, right? And this is where we have to start involving legal at these points where they start to do this stuff. Basically, levels 3, 4, and 5. These are legal areas, right, where we go after this. So Hunter's in there, hanging in there, but I've already been in communication with him. And yes, he's getting the low heat, small heat, but he has gotten personal attacks. And he hasn't gotten family threats, but physical threats on him. Somehow, somebody, it looks like, skipped down to this part and is like, I know where you are. I'm just a few miles from you. I can get to you, right? And I have the screenshots of that information. You guys can go follow up with Hunter to see if that is the case. That's what these guys do. It is disgusting. Pisses me off to no end. That is why I personally, yes, I am on this crusade, because I feel like if I don't do it, who's going to do it? Nobody else is going to do it, because again, even Tom had said to me, he said, listen, Vinny, you're in this place where you're in Texas, you're in the United States, you have protections, but a lot of us don't. So we cannot afford to be out there talking about this stuff when they are using these level of threats against you. And these people, it's kind of like they feel like they have nothing to lose and you have everything to lose. So it's not worth it. So Nick bows out today. I feel bad for him. Nick, hang in there, bud. Hey, I thought your video was great. You were straightforward to the point, and you didn't even hit on him hard. You were just pointing out the obvious, and you got, basically started to get the heat on it. Now, mind you, ICT has had so much heat from me lately, which again, I feel like I have done my job. I have put so much pressure on there that he's backing out a bit, and he's like, hold on, I don't want any more problems with this, and especially because Nick has the biggest following ever. He's got 300K. That's the biggest person who's ever spoken out about him, but instantaneously starts to get the heat, and ICT's he's like, oh shoot, you know, because he's got a lawsuit coming on him. I've already got the lawsuit coming on ICT, and we got a class action lawsuit going against him for all the donations that he claimed to have taken and then pocketed, and the people that he defrauded by telling them all these fake ass stories, and then ultimately none of them being the same. Look, if you just wanted to sell a course out there, that's fine. But when you sell it under the guise of all this fake information about you, that is called fraud, and you are going to be sued, period. That's how things work in the real world, not just out here playing around on YouTube and on social media like where ICT loves to dance. Speaking of dancing, he is out there dancing like crazy. Let's go back to this. So all of a sudden, for him to back down the heat, he's like, he says, where did the part go where he says, hey, you don't have to take it down, okay? Because he recognizes, oh shoot, dude, he took it down, right? And he ends up making a sorry video, okay? He says, I'm sorry. Let's go back here just a minute. This is important. He took so much heat. He was like, dude, I got to get this heat off of me. He comes over here and he's making a secondary video to be like, hold up. Where's his I'm sorry video? Most popular. Let's go to videos. So most recent, responding. Oh, well, he changed the thumbnail. It did say I'm sorry. Okay, but okay, he changed it. And the other one he took down. So hard to see. So anyways, go check this out. You guys can go see, you know, after the response videos and whatnot, back and forth. So ICT goes out there. He's trying to save his own ass. And he's like, oh, all of a sudden he wants to act like he's a super mature one in the room. Mind you, this guy is the one who caused so much drama out there on Twitter, going out there and causing ruckus, going after anybody and everybody, trying to tell everybody that he was worth $750 million and that everybody should follow his stuff, faked a $5.8 million run, all the stuff that he did. Oh, and by the way, he told multiple people that when he got called out on the whole thing, he tried to make a withdrawal, and to prove that he had the millions, he made a withdrawal on a day that can't even be withdrawn from. If you guys go watch the video that I did on this, he showed the date and he forgot because he didn't know he withdrew on a Saturday. He faked it on MetaTrader 4, and we're like, Mikey, you can't make a withdrawal on a Saturday. So he busted himself because the date didn't work right. And he went all of himself, it must have been a mistake on the bank's part. No, bro. Banks don't make mistakes. $1 million mistake, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Anyhow, all of that has been documented. He is busted, and he just continues to lie. And it is just sad that he is intimidating people out of them going out there and saying anything. Just sat down. Hold on. Where did he go with his apology? Oh, did he already take it down? Trader Nick, here we go. Here's his, hey man, hey, everything's cool, bro. Trader Nick, I wasn't going to be aggressive or rail against you. No need to remove your video. Watch and see tonight. No worries. Now, mind you, you see how quick that was? You see how easy this was? ICT, did he give me that level of respect back then? No, in fact, he sent the dogs at me. Not only did he send the dogs at me, because again, I'm just a small guy, so he doesn't have to care. That's fine. He will, because we are bringing a lawsuit at him. I'm sick of it. He is going to pay. So he goes out there. When I asked for a response from him, from our response video, so we put out some information, just generalized, hey, here are some facts that need to be squared up. You need to address the public to these things. I called him. Here's the voice message. I'm going to play it for you in just a moment. And in fact, Hunter has also asked him, he has called him for a, hey, would you like to get on a call and tell us your side of the story? Rather than ICT being forward and being like, sure, you know, I'd like to talk to you, I'd like to square some things, I'd like to say some things with it. No, instead, he's like, I'm lawyering up. You're all going to hear from my lawyers. So ICT immediately is like, I'm lawyering up, blah, blah, blah. And yet over here on Nick, he's like, yeah, because he's learning the hard way. Folks, the pressure that we have put on is working. He is cracking, and people are getting to find out about ICT to know how to avoid the fraud. Let's carry on to the next part. So when I called ICT for comment, he says that I was calling and harassing a minor. He went out there and got his guys more riled up about all of this, which was false. This was his publicly listed phone number. And then he claims that this was his cousin or his wife's cousin or something like this. Listen to this horse manure right here. And you tell me if it sounds like in this call, do I sound like I'm being threatening or any type of maliciousness in this phone call? Listen to this call right here. Mind you, he posted this out there with my telephone number, my home address out there to dox me so that people would come and attack me. Whether he did it himself or he caused other people to do it, this is why I am suing him. Look at this horse mess right here that he put out in his public stuff. And mind you, he pulled it back now, but watch this. This is the voice of ICT.
Just so you know, dickhead, the phone number you're calling, it goes to a minor. A phone that we pay for. This shit brings you to court.
Hi, we are reaching out to Michael J. Huddleston for comment on a recent video released with information regarding the alleged scamming fraudster, and we'd like to call him for a just requesting comments or corrections, any kind of stuff. We'd like a statement. We'd like to receive a statement and allow Michael to give us his side of some things that have been spoken out there. And you can reach us back at this number, and we will maybe we'll talk soon. Hope to hear from you. Have a good one. See you.
Okay, so he puts that out there with a long and lengthy, we've got this all recorded and screenshotted over in our area that we're sending over to the legal teams, with basically my personal information all over it, being like, here's the guy, and basically sending his dogs out after me, which is what I have been dealing with for the last, what are we at? I don't know, 6 months, 5-6 months-ish, that I have been constantly harassed by this group of just disgusting people, right? And all backed up because they're like, well, they got to keep ICT's name out there so they can keep selling the deal. And you guys know the whole drill. I've gone through all that. You guys go check out the old videos on that. I want to keep this one short here tonight. We're at 15 minutes. I want to close this up within 5. This is going to be a 20-minute video or less. So this had occurred to me in the past. All this stuff has happened, and I want to get back to one thing. Anybody who wants to say that, look, okay, you don't care that he's a scumbag, you don't care that he's attacked my family, you don't care that he's sent death threats, you saw the whole list of things, you've seen all the evidence, you go into that playlist on my website. I have done more than 100 videos of individual parts and the lies that he has told over the years. I don't care if you think the smart money concepts work, they don't. Now, they don't work any better. I'll tell you like this, they don't work any better than anything else. You could literally you could do a moving average crossover, you could do buy a moving average, and it has a better percentage rate than ICT concepts. We've even shown that as he's going out there and dancing, jumping through hoops, doing exactly what we asked him to do now with his playing these little circus games to like, oh yeah, I can trade a TD Ameritrade account, like one contract trading, as if he's some pro because he can do a one contract. It is hilarious to watch this stuff unravel. And the lies we caught him in at the very beginning, cutting out into little screenshots where it's like, look, and he's like, and he's trading 2 contracts but claiming that it was only one. All the stuff that he was saying, all of the mess that we have caught him in is just hilarious. So he goes through, he's like, I'm printing out all these little broker statements, he's printing out all these PDFs, so we put them all together, and he's got a 50% strike rate. 50%! Do you guys remember all the videos where he's like, I got a 90% strike rate, I'm so good, blah, 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 my stuff is so good? Yeah, right. 50%? Bro. Anybody can do 50%. My dog can click a button and get 50% strike rate, okay? And his R ratio, as far as his profit factor, 1.01. It's basically 1. And this isn't even statistically important because he's traded less than actual 30 days. Don't tell me, well, no, he traded for 3 months. No, he didn't, just because it crossed over 3 months. There are less than 30 days of data. You can't get information from 30 trade days. I'm sorry. And like I said, in 90 trading days, you lose 90% of your money in 90 days or less with ICT concepts in general. These are statistical facts. You can't argue with them. Now, a couple of the other things. Just recently, ICT did this video on his channel the other night, and I'm going to tell you guys that this guy, again, he says that, I've got in quotes, some of the stuff here is that he has learned from God himself. One of the claims there that he was Elijah and he got struck by lightning one night, and I've already got the whole story where it's from his own words. He's claimed all this stuff. So since he learned from God, who gave it to him in a fireball from heaven, he says things like, how else do you explain how I can see these charts, while he's sitting there crying and things like, I don't know, how else can I be gifted with this gift that God has allowed me to see the charts before everyone else has seen them? That whole mess, if you guys remember that recording. Well, here's what he just said last night. He claims that the dollar, anybody who knows the dollar correlation, okay, I'm going to teach you guys something here tonight. So, hey, if you like ICT but you want to learn something, the dollar correlation to almost all assets, the US dollar is the world's reserve currency, which means almost everything is priced in dollars, USD. Almost everything is compared to the dollar, whether it is crude oil or any other index. Now, there are pairs that don't have it included, but in general, the dollar going one way means everything else is going the other way. It's very simple. If the dollar goes up, everything else goes down. Now, he goes last night into his training, supposedly, and he tells his students that it's a risk-on, risk-off thing, and that people use the dollar as a hedge so that when the markets are, that they flee to the dollar. That is a lie. First of all, it is a lie. And if he believes it, well, then he's just stupid. Okay? He doesn't know anything about the markets. This is general stuff that every real professional trader knows. He claims he's done this for 30 years, then how does he not know what the dollar correlation is? When something is priced in dollars, if the dollar goes up, that means it's stronger, which means it costs you less dollars to buy. So let's talk about like a bag of cheese. You go to the grocery store, and I'm going to go expensive bag of cheese just for simple numbers. If the bag of cheese is $10, okay, on one day, well, and then the value of the dollar goes down, then, well, now it costs you more dollars because your dollars are worth less. So let's say that you have a 50% loss, okay? Well, then that means this is going to be 50% higher, so it's going to be $15. Now, the price of the cheese didn't go up. It's that the dollar went down, so you can buy less cheese with it, so therefore the price seems to have risen, but it is because the dollar's price itself. Same thing with a stock. So forget the cheese analogy. Now let's say you're talking about a $10 stock. Okay, the $10 stock, when the dollar goes down, when it becomes worth less, then the price seems to be going up. You're like, oh man, look, everybody's buying the whatever it is, whether it's Apple stock, Microsoft stock, doesn't matter. Whatever that stock is seems to go up. In fact, all of it. Yes, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, everything goes up. The gold price goes up because it's priced in USD. So it goes down, everything else goes up. Has nothing to do with people fleeing to it. The only risk-on, risk-off scenario is gold. Okay, I won't say the only one. There are others. Even crypto right now is being seen as one. If you are a crypto believer, diehard, then you might be, because you're scared that the dollar's going to lose all its value and whatnot, and the world's reserve currency is going to shift. Well, then you would go into gold. That is a risk on, risk off. That is something that people flee to. You don't flee to the dollar. Go watch his video last night. You will hear what I'm talking about, and you guys need to learn the truth. Okay, if you want to learn real stuff about the markets, he's never even showed you guys what a level 2 is. He doesn't know what a ticker tape is. He doesn't know how the tape works. He doesn't know that order blocks are an actual thing, and he's telling you guys that he invented the order block with a candle. A candle is not an order block. I don't care how you guys want to spin it all day. There's supposed to be a volume set there, and we actually detect that with our algorithmic trading platforms. And anybody who's been around the markets, if you just have blank NinjaTrader by itself without AlgoBox, there is a order block concept involved in the software itself. So you guys need to stop believing this lie-breathing demonic person. In my opinion, I've never seen somebody lie so much as ICT. Literally everything from saying that he lives in a 12,000 square foot house, saying that he's got 12 screens attached to his computer when literally we only see 8, lying about everything from his house, his cars, his lifestyle, lying about where he's been, lying about where he came from. Everything he's said is a lie. Even his sons, who are supposedly his gatekeepers working with him, one of his sons lives in a trailer park, in a trailer that he is renting. We have verified this, sending out private investigators, because I was sick of it. Before we sue him, I needed to know exactly what we were dealing with. And by the way, he has also now lied in like long ass format out here. Go to his if he hasn't taken it down already, one of these long rants. He's out there and giving you this long story. Is it this one? I don't know about this one. Some long story about him catching one of my private investigators and saying that they weren't legit or something like this, and that I only hired him for 10 days. Folks, I have the videos. So you guys come back, and I'm going to show the videos. I'm going to show you guys how long they were following him. I'm going to show you how they were following him. I'm going to show you the long contracts of 2 different groups, not just one. And ICT going out here, something about some guy named Mr. Gale or whoever he said he's caught, and that I sent out people that were illegal, and that we used GPS on his wife's vehicle. All of that is lies, which is what I'm telling, that this guy just lies. Where's the evidence? Where's the proof? Where is any of this stuff? You don't guys never ask him for any proof. And all of a sudden, when I ask him for proof out there on TD Ameritrade, y'all like, oh, see, one thing. So he shows you one little thing, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, everything else is true. That is hilarious, folks. I mean, get a life, wake up. Fake money concepts are still fake money concepts. Y'all have a nice night. I'll see y'all on Thursday. See ya.